Mission Bay Yacht Club, race 1 called the Screamin Chicken Regatta. Screamin Chicken. Where A Fleet is about to start. You can see Maddie's close hauled there, and she is laying the pin end, but not by a lot. She shouldn't drop down right there. This is Maddie's first A Fleet Regatta. 9157. Oh, there's Max down there, 10093 with a brand new sail. So our goals for this are similar to what we're going to do at Sabot Nationals, which is low risk start at the beginning and just get into the regatta safe. Jacob in 8662. Cool. Now this fleet is A and B fleet together. Here's Fenton racing his first B fleet regatta, and he gets to race against the A fleeters, so it's really going to be fun to watch. Here's Maddie, maybe a little over trimmed. Rolled a little early. She's pretty excited, first A Fleet Regatta. I like where she is though. I think there's more wind ahead. And yeah, Jacob and Anton look lifted over there, but not a ton. So she's gonna be fine. If she gets more pressure, she's gonna be 5th, I think, 4th. C2 Fleet Race 1. And she is coming around the boat, Mach 20. The pin is quite a bit favored as we identified, so she needed to push it higher, girl. 8776, she goes higher. Yeah, so in the end, we could have looked at 9443, saw that he was blocking the view of the committee boat, and I could tell he wasn't over. You can tell if they're not over, then you wanted to push it up a little earlier. But you can see, we gotta, if the pin is this favored, we have to be more down at the upwind end. Here we go, race 1, C3. And the current is kind of strong, pushing him downwind. We got Zach, his first Sabot Regatta, 10002. And I'm too close to the start here, but I have A fleeters behind me. Mac, good start in the middle, exactly what I asked Mac to do. So we've been pretty successful. Goal for Mac in his first Sabot Regatta and Zach is to finish every race and to give us 3 regattas. We got 3 regattas and Sabots over the next couple of months, and then we'll decide what we're doing. Sabots, Bix. Very good. You can't see him right now, but Mac is out there doing pretty well. A little under trimmed.
Look at Zach.
Yeah, look at Zach go. This is the A Fleet second run. We've had what, maybe puffs to 6 knots? Maybe, generally light. Definitely light at the top of the course. So remember that about race 1 is the wind gets lighter in this wind direction as we get further up underneath the shore there. So you have to maybe heel to leeward another tiny, tiny bit in the light spots. You gotta coast through the light spots and not use too much rudder through the light spots. So you have to change modes as you get up the course. Celeste in C2 race 1. I'm not sure if they're finishing. I suspect they're finishing. And it's hard to tell what place she's in, but I think she looks really outstanding right now. She needs to want a little more climb, so she's got to look up at her sails and see if she ever gets a little lift that will allow her to climb up the ladder a little more, climb upwind a little more. But she looks really good. No need to lean way forward. Race 1 for Zach of his life in Sabots, and he's locked in. I think he's in 3rd in a big fleet. There are still some C3s at the windward mark, believe it or not. Here we go, Zach finishing his first race in 3rd or 4th right there. Yeah, great job. Race 2, A Fleet, Max is 1st or 2nd. Current's going out. I think he's gonna pull it off underneath her, but maybe not. Yeah, he did the smart thing. We're treating this like Sabot Nationals from a practice standpoint. We're trying to be smart about things, and low risk mark roundings are one of our goals in the first 2 races. Low risk starts, not being that boat that's hitting things, and he's doing it swimmingly. Here's Maddie. Had a little bit of a rough start, but she's sailing really well today. Now I think the current is starting to slow down. I don't know yet. I look at the shore over there, and you can see that that's a lot of eelgrass, so the current has got to be slowing down soon. The first two races were dominated by pin end favored and current going out, so it was a challenging starting line. C2. Celeste, we told her that the pin was favored by a mile, and she made a big mistake there. We told her that upwind we got to trim tighter. That's a big goal for this race. We got to close. I showed her what the leech looks like. I took some still photos that I'll show later. She could get away from 8639, but again, the pin is quite favored. Not as much as the last race. And the current is still moving, but it's almost not moving. So let's see if she trims harder upwind. And also we're doing check downs. We're trying to learn to, especially when the current's strong, you've got to foot off a little upwind, press down a little, get the leeward telltale the flicker, and then let the boat come back up from there. That was a great start. I'll have to text that one to the parents. You can see the pin's not as favored, but she is further upwind. So that is good. Zach, C3, race 2. It's only once around this time. Yeah, look, he's looking around. Our goal for Zach this race is to roll tack a little in the tacks and look around before the start and make sure he's not off behind people at the start. He had a third in the first race. In the first, good job, Mac. Our goal for Mac is just to trim tighter. So a boat got called over early. The person who, oh, she did not dip. I would give it to her anyway. So C3, race 2. This guy's leadboard. Not good. Good. Yeah. Race 2, C2. Celeste is overlap for first. On starboard. I think she's first. So really good improvement. With the pin not as favored as much. If she'd have done that in the first race, started a third of the way from the pin in the first race, she would have been much more successful. It was just a classic example of not recognizing when the A's and B's started that the pin was favored by 20 degrees. This race, it was favored by like 8. So good job. Push down the line, upwind. Now you should be saying starboard to this boat if they're next to you. Just say starboard nicely. You want them to get away from you. And if you have to turn to avoid them at all, now what you should do is head towards me quickly and just get a clear air. But maybe not. Maybe staying on their inside's good. We do have a gate, so you don't have to worry about what's inside or not. If we were going to a leeward mark, we'd be worried about staying on that far side of him. But since we have gates, we don't really worry about inside or outside at this point. And there's Max, possibly winning. Max is top 2 or 3 again. On the rail. What a day. So here's Mac. There's some A-fleeters mixed in here, but Mac is, I think he's in the top 5. I don't think Mac is winning, but he may be winning the C3. I think he's second, is my guess. This girl did amazing, over early, and hopefully she doesn't get an OCS, because I don't know if she dipped the line all the way. Hopefully they gave that to her. She kind of dipped.
They did, I heard.
Yeah, good. They should at C3 for sure. Any effort to return and get close, you give it to them. Here's Zach right here, also doing well. Probably top 5 or 6 again. We'll see. Can't tell when the fleets are mixed. I think it's the last race of the day. And here's Zach. He's been in the top 4 pretty much every race. Here's Mac. Mac has had a couple of good races, top 8 or so. C3 fleet's really big. Is this race 4 or 5?
This is 5.
4. So 4 races today, it looks like. Here's Mac getting on starboard at the last second. And go. That was good. Now the only problem with Zach is that Zach's leeboard is way back and he doesn't know it. And he doesn't know that if he doesn't, I told him if he doesn't get in the top 6 this race, he doesn't get to eat the rest of his hamburger.
Okay.
Until he gets back to the dock. Last race. Matt should slow down just a tick. Make sure these boats to windward of him are close. He doesn't want to have a big gap between him and them.
because then you're pinned. If you have a big gap, he should get closer to Paige. Maddie should go now. So Maddie should have slowed down a little and been a little further over there, closer to 9461, but I'm happy. And she'll learn over time that Paige is a pointer with a tight sail, so we don't want to start just to windward of Paige. This is the best wind of the day. Best wind of the day. Fenton, I think Fenton's been doing better. Fenton is feathering really nicely there. That's how you sail a Sabot. You're kind of hiking and kind of feathering. And then you're just barely moving the tiller. You go down a little, hike a little, and then you let the boat go back up. The boat to windward of him is going faster than him. He needs to go down a little. Yeah, he just got rolled. No problem though. He's on the right track, let me tell you. Coming into the finish line of the last race. I believe it's the last race. And this guy is not in this race. First place is 10333. Someone's sailing a really old boat with a really old sail, and she easily won the day. Really cool. She was over early in the second race, and she dipped the line and restarted and still had a really good race. So that's incredible. That is a blown out sail right there, and she is shredding it. Then you got two other good boats, and then you have Zach here. And Zach is gonna get 1, 2, 3, he could be fourth. So we're gonna have last race here for C3s, and then there's one more race for ABs and C1s. Zach's gotta get it moving here. He is gonna get fourth or fifth, but if he gets sixth, he doesn't get his burger back. He just needs to get on the rail and he'd be fine. Yeah. Okay, good day. He had a really good day. Here comes Mac, first Sabot regatta. Here comes Mac in about 6th or 7th. Really good. We're looking at 5858 right there. He's just charging. A little too close to the wind. This looks really good. You're gonna see the sail will feather. You see the front will feather a little, and then it'll stop luffing. And so what he's doing is just carefully steering. He's kind of half-hiked, which is total Sabot style. In an Opti with a bigger centerboard, we may press down towards me a little and hike a little harder, but a Sabot is a little bit of feathering, a little bit of hiking. So he won the A fleet today. There we go, light spot. Now he's not feathering at all. See how the sail is, telltale is perfect. So if you're a C3 or C2, just look how perfect the sail is without luffing. And the telltale, the leeward telltale flying. And here comes Max. You're gonna see the same thing. Right now it's lighter, so it's not feathering. It's right on the wind, and the leeward telltale's moving a little. So Max probably got second for the day, and I know Maddie's pushing for a fourth right now. Now, I think the pin end is favored at the start, so I would be finishing more towards the boat. So I think Maddie's doing a good job of keep coming here. Wow, that was a pretty gutsy big tack. I probably would have gone to the other side. That was a hard call. In hindsight, you would have tacked under her and be in the position she's in now. So that's what we learn when we get to A fleet. Good first A fleet regatta. So you would have tacked in a position where you would have done to her, so you would have tacked under her. Leap outer. But good job. Your best race was the last race. That's the most important thing.